Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Wednesday Night Ring Report as we talk about AEW and NXT. On the AEW Ring Report, man, what a night AEW had. You won't believe what AEW had, where this faction right here, what is going on? MJF, I mean, FTR, Sean Spears, and Warlow, what is going on? And what does this got involved the inner circle? We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll have this Steam returning back to TNT for his match in 2015. We had that lingering issue, and WWE Steam returns to speak out about that. And what kind of friendship is this? John Moxley reunites with Eddie Kingston. Is that patching old things up? We had to wait and find out. And plus, what's going on here as Karrion Kross looks at NXT champion Finn Balor? Wow. Karrion Kross wants to know who he wants. He wants the NXT title, the title he never lost. Will he get it? We'll find out. And we crown new women's tag team champions. Well, we certainly thought so. But how did this team right here became the new women's tag team champion, being the inaugural women's tag team champion? All this and more on the Pro Wrestling Show start after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Had a little audio edition, but technical difficulties, but we're working through it as we do. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join us here. Don't forget, use the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. All right, we're going to get to the Wednesday Night Ring Report with NXT and AEW. Like I said, what an explosion night it was. And we're going to get to, like I said, we're going to get to the NXT. So NXT started off with General Manager William Regal making two huge announcements. What those two huge announcements was, well, first, it was going to be called NXT Stand and Deliver. Well, NXT will do their event, a two-night event like WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver. So we'll get that. And then they'll be on the Peacock Network. We'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with Peacock and WWE with those issues. And the second announcement was this. General Manager William Regal told all the women in NXT to stand around amongst lumberjack style. He importantly called two women. He called up Raquel Gonzalez and Cola Kai, and he awarded them the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Now, you can recall, those Kai and Gonzalez were in a Dusty Rhodes Women's Tournament. They won the tournament to earn themselves a right at the Women's Tag Team Championship against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But last week, it was a little controversy at that, where Jackson Baszler cheated. No, William Regal didn't like that. He didn't accept the fact. So he dubbed them the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, the first ever, the first inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions. And what they was elated. You can tell right here, Raquel Gonzalez looking elated to be finally a WWE champion, NXT champion. Well, the celebration didn't last long as Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart won a piece of those titles. William Regal gave the women enough ample time to get themselves ready for their first title defense. So we thought Raquel Gonzalez and Nicola Kai were going to be new women's tag team championships. We'll get to that later on. Also, see right here, another women's championship match as Io Shirai defended her women's championship, the NXT women's title, against former NXT UK champion Toni Storm. Well, it was a grueling match. You see, Iro did a 619 and Toni Storm doing a suplex. You see right here, Toni Storm delivering a German, her UK roots. But Iro found the way to counter it and use that submission hold crossface. Arrow made Toni Storm tap out. Arrow retained her NXT Women's Championship. It's like Io Shirai is getting better, and she's becoming the longest reigning NXT champion of the modern era. She's surpassed, I think she surpassed Charlotte. She surpassed a lot of women. She's getting there to Oscar. So Io Shirai being a dominant champion going forward in the NXT locker room and NXT brand. Speaking of former champions, former UK champion Pete Dunne was in action against, forgot his name, but hey, he was in action. But he took on him, did a suplex by Pete Dunne counter with a stump on his own with the wrist, and Pete Dunne did that breaking wrist, leading towards him winning, along with his boys, the NXT Tag Team Champions, who made a statement as they always do. So Pete Dunne looking to get back into title contention sooner rather than later. Well, it was time for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles to be online. The first title defense for Tony Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. They defended their titles after being awarded the championships by Royal Regal. They took on Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. Sasha right here doing a sharpshooter, as well as Gonzalez trying to do an elbow drop onto Shotzi Blackheart. See right here, Shotzi Blackheart doing a insecure on Dakota Kai, then doing those kicks. You heard about that ruling by Mr. McMahon, does not want ban kicks out of this. Triple H saying the rules is the exception. Well, Ember Sasha Blackheart stacked Dakota Kai up, and finally we have new women's tag team champions. That's weird, as you've been awarded women's tag team championship. You was trying to defend it, and now you lose those titles and miss in an hour to new people that challenged you. So Ember Moon and Sasha Blackheart are the new women's tag team champions. And you see the look on the faces of the former champions after being awarded the championship and now losing the titles. It was like quick transitional champions. You ask me. But down the road it's gonna be a rematch. One way or another. That's gonna happen at that NXT Stand and Deliver match. Watch. Also, Kaylin Carr was in action against Xia Li. Xia Li coming out with this mysterious woman like the Grudge or something, her and Bada Lee. But the mysterious woman, you see Kaylin Carr come out there trying to help her friend. She was sick and tired. She was injured, but she was tired. So I guess this rivalry between these two women are far from over. You can bet with a long shot. Also, right here, La Familia took on the Grizzly Run Vets in a impromptu match. But all of a sudden, I call them the Rascals, but they call them MCK, came out of nowhere with no spacesuit. We thought they was Breezango, and they gave the scratch to the Grizzly veterans, giving La Familia the win. And next thing you know, MZK goes after the Grizzly Run Vets. But the Grizzly Run Vets, but you see right here, La Familia getting a piece of their own medicine when Breezango came out and tried to get revenge on La Familia. La Familia running both teams out, leaving both teams out as Breezango and MZK are both in celebration mood. But you can tell either it's going to be an 8-man tag team match. What? It's going to be somewhere down the road. These two teams, is no unfinished business between them two teams. I tell you that right now. And it was another championship match. As Finn Balor defended the NXT championship against the cocky, arrogant Adam Cole, who deserted his team of the Undisputed Era. Well, Cole had his another shot at the NXT title once again. Cole tried to choke out Balor in the beginnings of the match. Even during the insecures, he was dominated in the match, leaving Balor a little bit weary. See right here, he's kicking Balor again in the face. He's doing them kicks. I wonder how they're gonna do it when they come to WWE. Those kicks gonna be illegal or what? But he's doing it again, another super kick. But out of nowhere, Balor looks at Cal O'Reilly He comes out. We thought he was gonna do something, attack him or something, but that didn't be the case. But Balor hit the coup de grace, got the 1, 2, 3, and retained his NXT championship. As you see, Kyle O'Reilly looking on. Kyle O'Reilly removed the Undisputed Era armband out Adam Cole and start beating away at Adam Cole. I can remember when both these two were pupils of Ring of Honor when Adam Cole was, I think, Eddie Edwards' pupil and Kyle O'Reilly was David Richards' pupil, the Wolves. So it kind of come full circle when you think about it, a decade later. You see right here, Adam Cole trying to escape, but Kyle O'Reilly want a piece of Adam Cole the worst way to well. They had to get officials, referees to come out there to break these two up. And then next thing you know, Finn Balor looking across and turning around and looking right there. Karrion Kross looks at Finn Balor as a standoff between the two. Karrion Kross wants his NXT title match. I guess that's what he wants because he never lost the title in the beginning, as you recall. So this is going to be real interesting. You're going to see that match probably at that next NXT pay-per-view event. So I can see that Balor versus Kross. What a match there'll be. Telling you right now. All right, that ends the NXT Ring Report. All right, let's move over to the AEW Ring Report. AEW kicked off with a singles match as Matt Jackson took on what's his name? Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix. A one-on-one match. Good classic. See right here, all these moves. Even SCU was watching, trying to watch the match in observance. But Phoenix got the win. Phoenix led what it was. Also, we talked about Eddie Kingston helped save Moxley from the exploding barbed wire match, but the explosion went off, which led many wrestling critics kind of put AEW, giving negative comments. AEW did try to make fun of it, and Kingston did explain why he did what he did and knew it was the match didn't work out as planned. Well, got a little bit more into what was going on with that. So I guess they're patching things up in their friendship and their rivalry going forward. Also, Cody was in action. He took on a job that didn't make nothing. But Phoenix was Pentagon was out there on color commentary with the Spanish team. Pentagon got the Spanish announcer who talked both Alex Abraham to translate on what was going on. And it got worse. Pentagon talked about Cody, he's a big better wrestler. He said something about his family, his unborn child, and then things just went left when it went to a brawl. Cody and Pentagon, that's gonna be a match everybody wants to see, and we will see down the road. I believe that. Also, the man they call Sting came out there to talk about the match he had against Team Taz and how him and Darby Allin emerged victorious after Murdoch came out there and interrupted Sting. And Sting and Jake Roberts got a history. If you recall, 30 years ago, around this time, WCW, when Jake Roberts came out after leaving the WWE, and now he attacked Sting. Now it's 30 years later. Jake Roberts' protege, Murdoch, Lance Archer, Sting. Who knows? That could be a match right there. Also, Ethan Page, All Ego Ethan Page debuted. He had a good match. He went against Lee Johnson, defeated Lee Johnson, and as the Nightmare family is crumbling as we know it. Stuff with what's his name? QT Marshall not helping out as he should. But the thing was this: Don Callis, Ken Omega and group came out there, and Don Callis made fun of what had happened and talked about something. It was so weird that Ken Omega told Don to 69 him. I'm like, what in the world is he doing? Now he making more innuendos on what's going on. I'm not. That's Kenny Omega's sexual thing. That's his thing, but he making it more obvious. And he's a world champion. So Don Callis talked to what's his name, Eddie Kingston, chastised him about, you know, you always enemy yourself. We trying to help you. You do business for yourself. And your own worst enemy. They Kingston tried to attack Omega and they punched him, and then it just went off with the Good Brothers and Kingston, Moxley. Then all of a sudden, Christian Cage came out there and they confront NWA World Champion Kenny Omega. He tried to do the prettier until Don Kelly saved him. So look forward to this being the feud: Christian versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title. How could you just come on into a company and you get a world title match that quick? Now, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna put Kenny Omega over or what, you have to wait and see. But how can you come to a company and you gonna put Kenny? You gonna come get a world title match immediately after you just came from another company in a prominent match? And Christian was probably like number 4 in the Royal Rumble, so life's changed, Christian. Life's changed. I guess Christian, like, I can just come in and then you know who the booker is. So hey, he gonna give him what he wants. So hey, it's a free for all. Speaking of that, AEW women were in action. Um, this this lady right here, she's funny, but she's singing and then she attacked Hiroshita and hit her with the microphone. But it left. They did some effective work. They left all the fake girl faces down, and they all stood tall. Even Guerrero and Reba was doing some work. Ooh, Lord. Also, Big Money Mac announced his new acquisition, the Bunny, Blade, and the Butcher, in Private Party. All gonna come together and they're gonna be at AEW Elevation. So they're gonna work together to go against the what that group name is? The Dark Order. Yeah, they're gonna want to go against the Dark Order. So hey, it's 5 of them against the Dark Order. And then you got the other girl. Yeah. Yeah, like Anna Jay. Yeah, I can see that. Make sure like just had content since she's a version of Anna Jay, helping Anna Jay in a replacement. So also Darby Allin went against Scorpio Sky in the TNT Championship match. It was pretty good, but at the end, Scorpio Sky turned heel because he couldn't win the big one. So he's kind of upset and mad at what Darby Allin did to him and held him back. But you know how that is. But I think looking forward to that, we'll see how this all going to transpire with Scorpio Sky turning heel with Darby Allin. Also, we got another match that for the AEW St. Patrick Slam main event. It's going to be Dr. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. So we're going to, in a lights out match, anything goes. So it's more like a Falls Count Anywhere match. And they will main event. So this is the first time AEW women will main event AEW next week. So we'll get to see that. Also, you see this? What is going on right here? Why is MJF along with FTR and Sean Spears? We have the answer. Well, we thought it was going to be the Inner Circle War Circle. The Inner Circle was going to kick somebody out, council or something. And next thing you know, Jericho's talking, and then all of a sudden, Sammy Guevara comes out there and warns Jericho about MJF doing something devious and masterous. They show the tape like a GTF, something like that. And next thing you know, MJF was conspiring to get rid of Chris Jericho, talking about they cut the head out of the snake. And next thing you know, we thought that MJF had the Inner Circle was going to be in his group. But it didn't turn out that way, as the Inner Circle got back with Jericho and united with Jericho. And all of a sudden, MJF cowering in the fences. Next thing you know, the lights went out, and all of a sudden this happens. You had Totally Blanchard, FTR, Warlow. That's why Warlow wasn't there. And next thing you know, they attacked the Inner Circle. And I don't know who this group led by MJ. MJF was just watching as Warlow, FTR, Sean Spears, and Totally Blanchard. They all did the work. They all did some work in the match. And I mean, they just left the Inner Circle laying out. They left Chris Jericho laid out. So we have a new group, Jericho's Inner Circle versus MJF's new group. We'll find out next week on what's going on with this new group and this version of the Horsemen. That's why I kind of Totally Blanchard. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what this new group is going to bring to AEW and what's it did to the Inner Circle. We'll have to wait and see on that. Emily, MJF, Warlow, FTR, and Sean Spears. That's going to be a powerful group to stop. So that is Hot Topics. Not Hot Topics, AEW Ring Report. All right, let's go to Hot Topics. Let's make a quick Hot Topics. We found out that right here, Mighty Marley will be the first inductee into the 2021 Hall of Fame. Mighty Marley got the announcement while she was a guest on WWE's digital series, The Bump. After Hurricane Helms made the announcement that Mighty Marley will join the WWE Hall of Fame, and what a phenomenal choice. Mighty Marley has been busting her butt for decades. She get this accolade. She is a former women's champion. Mighty Marley trained women like Tori Wilson, Gorgeous George. She appeared at the Royal Rumble last year, and what a well-deserved honor for Mighty Marley getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations. Speaking of the Hall of Fame will be on Peacock on April 6th, that Tuesday. So look for Mighty Marley getting inducted to the Hall of Fame on Peacock Network, streaming network. And more news. Yes, People Power is back. John Laurinaitis, Johnny Ace, what you like to call him, he is going to resume his duties as head of talent relations, but this time he'll be the general manager of talent. He said that the WWE is going to be dividing the talent relations pool into two departments, one for talent and branding. So John Laurinaitis back in his old seat, being the head of talent relations going forward. People power, people power, people power. But John Laurinaitis back in the helm again as the head of talent relations in WWE. So John Laurinaitis got to deal with all those issues that come across his table. I think he's the man for the job. So there you go. His stepdaughters are the Bella twins. So it's the figure. All right. That is Hot Topics. That is Pro Wrestling Show for this Wednesday night Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you this weekend for the Pro Wrestling Show Weekend Edition for SmackDown and Hot Topics. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you this weekend for another edition of Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.